Professional Wrestling. Sabu to challenge the franchise for the ECW Heavyweight Championship. Wait a minute! Sabu just crashed through the wall. Sabu couldn't find the curtain. He came crashing through the wall. He's diving at the referee. Sabu wants the franchise. And here comes Paulie dangerously out after Sabu. 9-1-1 and Paulie too slow. Sabu escaped from the gurney in the locker room and came crashing through the wall. What an entrance! And this should be an outstanding matchup. Who is the future of professional wrestling? Is it this unpredictable whirlwind of destruction known as Sabu? Or is it the ECW Heavyweight Champion, the franchise, Shane Douglas? Well, Paulie may be speaking prematurely, as the question of who is the future of this sport has not been answered yet, but will be as a result of this matchup. And here comes the franchise accompanied by his entourage of the offensive line, Mr. Hughes, and his new head cheerleader, Angel. How interesting is this situation? 9-1-1 and Mr. Hughes have no love lost. And Angel and Paulie are sure to cross paths at ringside. And here we go. The franchise and Sabu for the ECW Heavyweight Championship. Sabu diving at the franchise. Franchise managing to elude Sabu to this point. How long can he keep that up? The two are ready to lock up. One would think, no, it's the franchise. The single leg takedown on Sabu. Kicked off by Sabu. And both men back to a vertical base. Angel arguing with the fan in the front row wearing the leather mask. Something tells me she's no stranger to leather masks. The franchise now taking the advantage on Sabu with a front face lock. The franchise, such an accomplished all-around wrestler. He can do it all. In the tradition of wrestlers like Lou Thez, the Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, the Briscoes. The franchise is truly the complete wrestler. Sabu misses a wild right hand. Now the franchise jabbing away and Sabu rolls out of the ring. The franchise going on after Sabu. Stomping away on the challenger. And the franchise launches himself at Sabu. Sabu goes face first into that steel rail. Shane Douglas going to the top turnbuckle. He can do it all. Double axe handle on top of Sabu. And Douglas screaming, I am the future of professional wrestling. 2 and no. 1, 2, 2 count only as Sabu refusing to be pinned by Shane Douglas. Sabu would love to be the ECW Heavyweight Champion again at one time. He was both the ECW Heavyweight Champion and Television Champion simultaneously. A feat that has yet to be repeated and probably never will here in the ECW. Sabu now at the side headlock on the franchise. Shane Douglas goes for a belly to back suplex. Sabu goes over the back. Go around by Shane Douglas attempting for belly to back again. No, Sabu rolls him up. 1, 2, and so close. One wrestling by Sabu and Shane Douglas. And this is the type of wrestling that exemplifies ECW. Vertical suplex. Sabu goes up and Shane Douglas brings him down. Shane Douglas taunting 911 and poorly dangerously. Textbook vertical suplex by the franchise. Now with the head scissors on Sabu. Is there anything Shane Douglas can't do? Sabu attempting to kick out of the head scissors. 911 threatening Shane Douglas. Poorly dangerously looks visibly upset as his investment, his meal ticket, Sabu, is being choked out by the franchise. And Douglas really applying the pressure now. Sabu finally kicks out, and Shane Douglas floors Sabu with a clothesline. Sabu gets folded up, lands on the back of his head, and Shane Douglas telling Paulie, I am the future of professional wrestling, and he may very well be correct. 1, 2, and 2.5. 2.5, call it 3/4. 1, 2 again. And nobody to this point has been able to handle Sabu with such relative ease. Backbreaker on Sabu. Shane Douglas feeling quite confident at this point. Now pulling back on the head of Sabu. The version of the camel clutch now locked on Sabu. Really sitting back. What phenomenal condition the franchise is in. Spends quite a bit of time in the weights, as well as cardiovascular training. Keeps his body fat very low. Comes in at a fighting weight of 235. Sabu, on the other hand, I have no idea what he does to keep in shape. Perhaps running from men with nets. I don't know. I can't see him actually training. Shane Douglas off the ropes, catches a foot to the midsection. Sabu now going for a powerbomb and scores, yes! 1, 2, and no! Shane Douglas barely getting his shoulder up. We were just an inch away from having a new ECW heavyweight champion as the franchise tumbles backwards from the ring. Sabu now going out after the champion. He's got a chair. And right over the head of Shane Douglas. Scars all over the body of Sabu. Looks like he was in a gang fight but didn't know anybody. And Sabu sits Shane Douglas on a chair at ringside. Paulie holding Douglas in place. And Sabu dives on Shane Douglas, and the two go through the chair and onto the floor. Now trying to assist Sabu, who may have knocked himself silly. Well, Sabu rolls back into the ring with the chair, but the franchise is nowhere to be seen. He's nowhere in sight. So for a second, Sabu is going to throw that chair into the third row. How's that for a souvenir? Look, Mom, I got a t-shirt, a baseball cap, and a chair in the forehead. Only in the ECW arena. And our fans would love that. And there you see all that is left of that chair. Sabu trying to set up that chair to springboard off of. It won't stand. And neither will the franchise if this keeps up. Well, Sabu gets a fresh chair from Paul Lee. And the franchise is in a bad way. Here comes Sabu through the air. He missed it. The franchise somehow manages to get out of the way of Sabu, who launched himself like a human missile at the ECW champion. And Shane Douglas now taking over on Sabu. Atomic drop onto that chair. And that chair is bent. Imagine what it did to the spine of Sabu. Douglas scooping Sabu. And Shane Douglas saying that is all slingshot splash. 1, 2, no. Not quite 2 as Sabu puts his foot on the rope. The franchise now going for a pile driver. Will he get it? Yes, pile driver. The franchise spikes the challenge. Two and a half only. And again, the franchise with a very arrogant cover on the challenger. That doesn't make any sense to me. Get the victory, Shane. Claim the future of professional wrestling. Sabu shot in. No, Sabu makes an adjustment in midair and rebounds back into the face of the franchise. Scoop and a slam on Shane Douglas. Sabu does a 1.5 in midair and missed it. And now the franchise rolling up Sabu. 1, 2, and 1. A pinning maneuver by the franchise.